Welcome back to Coach Q Basketball, where we talk about plays and games, break them down, give our analysis, things like that. Today we're going to be discussing a banger of a game that happened recently, the Spurs and Thunder Game 7 of the conference finals. There's a lot to be learned from this game, I believe, and we're going to go through the final moments and discuss some of the key plays that happened in the game to make it turn out the way it did. So we're starting off with a great defensive play here. Two great defensive plays actually back to back. First off, got a pick and roll. We have a great heads up play to jump the pass and get the steal here by Hartenstein. He brings it up. He goes up the court, but Cornette doesn't give up. He comes all the way and meets him back at the rim on the other side to make the emphatic block. He does not give up on the play. It's actually the person that was supposed to receive the pass that goes back around the defense and commits to the lane to meet him at the rim and get the block. And it's a clean block. That's a great defensive effort that gives them, not only stops them from getting scored on, but also gives them the advantage on the other side, which eventually turns into a 4-point swing. And they end up getting a good shot off of it. Caruso played good defense, but that's a good shot for him, for Castle.
That's a 4-point swing right there.
As he said, that's a 4-point swing. So from this angle, you can see he jumps that pass. He clearly has the advantage there. Great read, great defense, great commitment to the steal. Gets it around the defense here with an open lane there, but Cornette does not give up. He meets him. He has his eyes there. He hits him a little bit with the body, but he gets the ball cleanly. Love that sound off the backboard. Look at that. Nice. Boom. Give me that.
With the beautiful rejection.
That was a great defensive effort to get back and make that happen.
You're right, momentum-wise, that may be.
He even went up with two hands cleanly. There's nothing you can call there. That's a great block.
The turning point of this game 7.
I feel like that hurt his hand on the backboard, though. Back of the rim. So this is actually not a very smart play. This is kind of a mistake. We got SGA driving. Let's watch the play here unfold, and he does a great jab step, loosens up the defense and opens up the gap for himself there. Perfect driving lane. It's here that the fundamental mistake happens. And I've done this before, but he tests it, right? Somebody with like maybe a scorer's mentality, more of a scorer than a passer's mentality. He tests it with the fake pass / Euro step. And he finds, oh, Luke Cornette actually didn't go for it. He stayed right there to contest. And so now at the last second, he tries to dish off, dump it off to the person on the block. And it ends up going out of bounds. So this is kind of on both of them. It started off with he probably should have go ahead and throw the pass because it was there. It was open. Great play right there. Boom. Right there. So he was not expecting it. Hartenstein was not expecting it. At that point, he probably should have still caught it, but at that point he was expecting the layup to be had. Boom. It's all right though. It's just a misstep on both of their part. So here we go. Wemby comes to set the pick. Simple pick and pop, moving around. Great spread. Look how much space they have. Here we go. Great extra skip pass there. Nice shot. This all started with the pick and pop there, and then look at all the space on the other side. What happened there? On defense, we get caught looking. He got caught ball watching. His man slipped behind him, and now one person's guarding two. Yep, so that's what ends up happening. When Biyama sees that, he swings it immediately. Now we have really a decent shot, but we go even further than that. Jab step, and he goes. He's lost in the dust. He can't guard that. Now he draws a second defender. That's the key here. Really, he's about to draw 3 with Caruso, and he makes the perfect skip pass to the open person on the court. That is the spot you want to be, is the open area there on the opposite corner. And he makes the next great play. A pump fake to get SGA moving, and then I was almost surprised at first that he didn't take the driving lane, because what he could do was take it even another dribble or two and draw Caruso. Caruso has to step over. If he doesn't, it's a layup. If he does step over, he's passing it to the 3. So, but he ends up taking the step back. That seems to clearly be in his bag. So he knocks it down. That's great offense all around across the board from the Spurs. I'm just trying to see how this was not a foul. How is this not a foul on Hartenstein? Look at him just completely displace Victor Wembanyama.
The fourth. Castle gave up his grip.
Look, he just completely moves him, pushes him out of the way. I know they're letting him play, but I just thought this was funny. He first drags him, grabs him like that, but then he's full on like,
Castle gave up his
get out of here. He's holding him and throwing him. Whatever, not my call. Same team. Let's see how we run the break. Great pass. Yep, there it is. That's what I was looking for. He misses it, but that's exactly what the play that they should make.
Fake it. Lost the handle. It's on the deck.
You get the ball. It's 2-on-1 or 2-on-2. But he sees exactly, he runs the perfect lane. You run straight to that corner, especially if you have the defense kind of helping to where if you made a layup, if you went for a layup, he could kind of guard it. He runs straight to the corner. SGA hits him right in rhythm. Perfect shot, perfect opportunity. Victor almost gets there, but exactly how that offense should have gone. This is more good offense from the Spurs. We start off with two pick and rolls here, right? We got a double pick. One pops. Wemby finally rolls, but before either of them move, Castle has already drawn two. And I'm not, Caruso pointed for the switch too, so I'm not sure why Caruso didn't end up switching. So I guess he wanted to switch back. I'm not sure. I think Castle saw that and took advantage of it though. He knew he drew the second defender. Gets off one, gets off two. He sees that Caruso didn't stay with his man. He didn't stick. So he draws the second one, gets an even bigger gap. And now you got the shooter at the top wide open. But not only that, look at the easy dump off to Victor Wembanyama, wide open, right underneath the goal, biggest man on the court. He could easily throw that down to him, and that's an easy bucket, the easiest dunk they got all game. But wide open three, let's go for it. He misses it, but we also had the person to come in and get the rebound. A great finish, by the way, is the person that was also there in the corner. Champagne didn't want to throw it down to Victor Wembanyama. He could have thrown it to the corner to Harper. Either option there. But he takes the shot, and because either option is open, Harper doesn't stay. He doesn't watch the ball. He moves from the corner. Just because you're open doesn't mean you can only shoot the ball. That means you're open for cuts, you're open for drives, you're open for rebounds, you're open to set up the next play. Harper recognizes he's open, goes in immediately. He's the only one. Caruso is actually the one ball watching on this play. Look at Caruso. He checks, he sees his man, he sees Castle wasn't going in. So he starts walking towards the ball. He is the only one in that area, but nobody gets Harper. Give me that. Great play, great persistence by the Spurs there. Yeah, that's not good finals championship quality defense right there. When the ball goes up, you start ball watching. That's not good. Ooh. This is a great ball movement play by the Thunder. We start off immediately getting from side to side. That's a key factor in high-level plays. Back to the other side. All right. Then we get a paint touch. He steps back. He can make that shot. He just made one the last play, just like that. But the person in the corner doesn't stand there and watch. He cuts down to the open space. And SGA sees that, being the playmaker he is, and finds a great pass there, which he can take up. Of course, you got Victor Wembanyama, greatest defender in the league probably. So he draws two and passes to the next open person, which is the corner. And look at that. Look how ready he is to shoot that ball. Look how ready he is. He's ready. Doesn't even drop it. Straight up. Bucket. That's a great play. 3 in the fourth quarter. Now, we've been seeing a lot of good offensive plays. Let's check out a bad offensive play here. And I'm surprised because it came off of this good defensive play by the Thunder, by SGA in particular. He goes around the screen, makes the heads-up play on the defender, the ball defender, or on the ball. Is able to force a terrible shot. We get a fast break. He doesn't force it. Okay, cool. Bring it out. We're taking it slowly. Fine. We bring that out. Still got time. But look at this offense. He tries to break down the first defender. Already we're drawing two because we have one cutting from the corner. Now he's drawn 3. But he has his head up. He sees that. He's not looking to shoot. But our spacing is terrible right here. He cut from the corner, and then he never went to the other side. He stayed in the paint. Chet Holmgren is staying on the block literally 2 feet away from him. One of them needs to go higher in the paint, go to that free throw line, so he has a place to pass. He's trying to find, now he's running back to the corner where he would have been open, but now all SGA can do is reverse it. All right, good. Caruso makes the perfect play, reverse it, get it out off that side. But because of the spacing, because he went back to the corner again. So now there's nobody in this corner. If he kept going, that's exactly what he should have done. If he kept going, he would have been in this corner wide open because his defender went with Shea. Right there. 22. If 22 continues to the corner here, and 7 stays right there in the paint, underneath the rim. Number 2 has to go with 7. 22 is right here wide open in the corner because there are 2.5 people on Shea right now. Shea gets the reverse. Caruso goes one more, and 22 is wide open right here. But instead, still no movement on the other side. A fully contested deep 2. Almost goes in. I'm sure he can hit that, but had a much greater opportunity possible. This is an interesting play. First of all, he carries like crazy right here. Really twice. 1. Anyway, pass there, good. High post, always a good place to start. We get movement going. He draws 2-3 defenders here. Although he's going back away from the basket towards where he came from, the open spot is going to be that wing right there. As you can see, wide open. He does make this a little more difficult than it should be, but he does end up with a wide open player right there for the swing. He does that. Now he has to come over, though, a little bit out of where he was. So now he doesn't have a wide open shot. He moves for the next play, which is that swing, which would have been easier, but he still gets it there. And now he doesn't quite have the open shot, though, because the play is taking that half a second too long, half a step behind. But he takes the extra dribble like he should. He can hit the shot. That's still a good shot. And there's only 3 seconds on the clock. But if he passed it right back there to the top, I feel like that's the next better play. Boom. Right there. I think what they did worked. And plus with, of course, the rebounder there. I think that was probably the best option. Yeah, good job.
They go for the hideaway, but Yama's loose. Wallace takes it away. Wallace to SGA. They need points quick. To the basket, pitching it out. Wallace has it.
Man, y'all should have seen my face. This is the Victor Wembanyama effect in full light right here. In full effect. Great play by SGA. Patient. He gets a wide open lane here. Is one of the greatest scorers in the league, if not, like, I mean, he's up there. I know Victor Wembanyama is a great defender, but he doesn't even think about it. He doesn't have a play. He doesn't know where the next player is, the open player. That's why he makes this kind of pass. Turned all the way fully around. I just feel like you got to go for that layup. This late in the game and you're down like that, I feel like you got to go for it. Considering he didn't have anybody open. There was no option. He didn't know what he was doing. He gets it there. He makes the right play there. You got to go into that, I think. And he's in the restricted circle. I think you got to go into him. And now he has to make something happen. Okay, we end up making something happen, but... Oh, and we're just ball watching. SGA is the furthest one back. He's staying ready for the 3, I guess, but he's the furthest one back. He can go in a little bit. And he easily gets that rebound. Let's look at this final play because they're only down 6. That's 2 threes. There's 17 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time. We could play the whole foul game. Let's see what we actually do, what we get. Nobody really gets open.
Inbound again.
We get something there, but we're immediately looking to go back. Victor Wembanyama guarding the inbounder is dangerous.
Jack went up.
Caruso can't get open there. We end up getting a 4-pointer.
It's Wallace again.
It's off the mark.
The three. Champagny the rebound.
Too much time, and then we're up the floor. And then this is a very
To Vassell, who goes in.
that dunk was very necessary. Satisfying is the word I want to use.
Spurs have done it.
It brought relief and catharsis among the gym.
Will be a new
Well, for the
champion
Spurs
in the
fans.
NBA.
So this was a good game, a good series. Like I said, there's a lot to be learned. There's a lot of high-level players throughout this game, throughout this series, and we get to see the Spurs go on to the next round and hopefully win a well-deserved title. Hopefully you all learned a lot from this. We will continue breaking down further games as we go through the series. Stay tuned for more with Coach Q Basketball. I appreciate you all joining me here. Leave a comment if you have anything that you want to discuss, any videos that I should get to in particular. Definitely let me know. Appreciate you all sticking around.